Welcome to this week's vlogging video. I am in my humble abode of an apartment. I'm moving out of here in actually less than a month, but I'm filming it here because it has to do with today's topic, kind of. But today's topic is all about time management. I could talk about time management. I'm obsessed with it. I've listened to so many books. If I could take like a course on time management, I would. I just am really intrigued by the entire thing. And so I have my top time management tips and programs that I use. This is so huge in blogging because blogging takes so long, and also you're doing it completely on your own in the beginning. And so you really do have to be smart with your timing. So I'm gonna go over all of my top tidbits and how I just get like the absolute most done at all times. A little spiel before I start. I have to do my normal 30-second spiel. So I have the blog by Sophia. I earn 7 figures a year from it, so well over $1 million, and I have a team of 7 now. And I started this blog from my dorm room when I was 19 years old. I'm now 25, so I've been doing this for 6 years now, and from my blog, I've been able to start multiple businesses and really turned it into a whole, I mean, it was a business in general, but now it's like a whole operation. So I kind of give you all the tips and stuff that I wish I would have known when I first started. Which leads me into the next thing. So I have always been obsessed with time management, as you saw from the intro, and it really kept me motivated in the beginning, because when you start blogging, and if you've like already started blogging, you know it's a lot of work up front and it can be really overwhelming. And I just feel like knowing certain things with how to manage your time just makes everything a lot more approachable and easier to handle. So here's my top tips. Some programs that I use, some like actual like tangible tips, some more like mindset things. Let's get into it. Number 1, I have to schedule everything, like literally everything. I always tell my team, Ben, anyone in my life, I'm like, if I don't write this down or if it's not in my calendar, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna remember it. And so I make sure that every single thing is written down. I personally love to use Google Calendars for like my like everyday schedule, and then I use a paper planner. Shout out, this is one of our businesses. Shout out to the daily planner, but I use this in the morning to just like mind dump and plan out my day, but then my Google Calendar is where all my appointments go and all of my meetings. I like to use the Google Calendar because my team can see it, so we can kind of like, they can see when I'm available, they can see when I'm not available, they can add in things for me that I have to do, and that just is really, really helpful. For me, like I love Google Calendars because you can set it up in different calendars. So I have like content calendar, I have my personal life calendar that I have set to like a Saturday, and during the week, anything that comes up, like you have to pay this bill, you have to get this done, blah, 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 whatever, send by your sister's birthday gift, whatever it is, I write it down in there so then I can reference it. And then in here, like I'll go through, okay, so in my planner, I actually started this from doing free printables of organization sheets on my blog, and then it just like exploded into a planner business. We have a blogging specific planner, which I'll get into, because I like, oh my god, if I would have had that when I was first starting, I would have like actually died. But I write down my grocery lists. Again, if I don't have it, I'll forget. And then you can kind of see like I write down all my to-dos, and I time block in the morning. And I always do this before I even get to work, or like first thing when I go to work, because then it kind of just like sets me up for the day and allows me to just like figure out what I have to do and make sure that I'm getting it all done. Okay, I kind of jumped to the second one already, but it's that morning planning, and it takes me like 5 minutes, and I'll just sit either at my desk at work, or I'll literally sit on my island in the kitchen and I pull up my Google Calendar. I have like my iPad that I use, but obviously you don't need one, you can pull it up on your phone or whatever, and I'll look at my daily schedule, and then I'll look forward a few days, and that's where I just brain dump it all in my planner. And we also have iPad planners, or you can buy one from Etsy, like do your research, whatever. I'm sure you have one that you like too. And it just allows me to make sure that I'm getting everything that I need to get done. And then I also love time blocking. I'm like, did I write time blocking down? I would have had to. So time blocking, I swear by. And do I always follow my time blocking? No. Like some things come up where I just can't follow it, but it allows me to in the morning kind of look at like what my open gaps are and kind of fill out like, okay, this is the first thing that I need to do. This is the second thing, like third priority, fourth priority. And then that way I can like go down the list, and at the end of the day, if I don't get some of this stuff done, at least I got like the most important things done. And it just makes sure that I'm utilizing my time as best as possible. So I swear by time blocking. In college, oh my God, I like really swore by time blocking. Now my schedule gets so crazy that it's can be harder to time block. I find that the busier my schedule is, the harder it is to time block, and the less like more open space that I have, the easier it is to time block. But I think specifically like when you're starting a blog, time blocking can be so huge because you can be like, okay, content calendar for 30 minutes, keyword research 30 minutes, writing the actual post 4 hours, like, and you can kind of like Pinterest pins 30 minutes, because then you can kind of figure out like and make sure almost like a checklist on what you all need to get done. Third tip, batch your time. This is so huge. And so like I'll give an example when I first started my blog. So I would write all of the posts for the week. And then I would do all the keyword research at the same time. I would write all the posts at the same time. And then I would also make all of the pins at the same time. That way I wasn't going from like, I wasn't going from one thing to another. Like I would just have everything on Canva, and I just go like first post that's going out on Monday, do the pins. Second post that's going on Wednesday, do the pins. Third post that's going on Friday, do the pins. And you just go a lot faster and you make sure to get it done. Now I really batch, and my team is realizing how helpful it is for me to batch, especially for like these blogging videos, for example. It is so much easier for me just to sit down and film like 3 in a row. I really should be doing that right now. I'm at the apartment right now because I have another meeting at 9:30. What time is it right now? I'm like pushing this video slightly. I should be filming multiple videos in a row, because once you get in the mindset, like it's easier to be in that mindset versus like going from task to task to task. So love batching, highly recommend. I know so many people that like batch all of their content, and it just makes everything a lot easier. Okay, the vlogging iPad planner. So I'm actually gonna screen record this because I think that it's gonna be so valuable to see the actual pages. I had so many of these pages created, and it's like so many of the pages that we use at BSL, and we basically put it into an iPad planner. We're actually having this as a tangible planner too, and it should come out in May. But this has all of the organization pages that I wish that I would have had when I was first starting my blog. I mean, it literally has everything you could ever imagine. So let me just get into that screen recording. So the blogging iPad planner has this first page, which is basically like where you can go and click around and you can see all the different things that it has. So I created these pages based on like what I use on my blog and the pages that I think would be super helpful. First, we have this yearly content plan. I love in the beginning of each year, and just as I'm content planning, to go through every single month and be like, okay, during January, my focus is on organization. Here's my income goal. During May, my focus is on, like I just go through and plan out what I want to focus on differently. We have a usernames and a password section, branding guide. So this is where like I go and put all of our colors, fonts, just something that I can go and quickly reference. Blogging tasks. I love this page. I'm just such like a task person. So I like to go in and write down everything that I want to do on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis. It just helps me stay on track and making sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do for that. I think a reader avatar is so important. So this is where you go and like pick basically your dream avatar for your blog. And I will literally write my blog post to this person. So it just is really helpful to get it on paper and write it all out. Holiday content planning, obviously, regular content planning. Then every single month has a calendar overview just like this. I go through content topics for each month, some extra notes. I will write out all of my different blog posts, and then every single week has this page so you can go through and write your to-dos, and then also like every day you can write out what blog post is going out, what social content's going out, etc. We have this week's blog posts to further go through the different content that you're writing. And then every single day has a page that looks like this. I'm a huge time blocker, as I've said in this video, so I have 5 a.m. to midnight time blocking. I love the today on the blog, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Pinterest, and then we left extras for anything else that you could possibly be on. So you can plan out, like I always plan out what I'm gonna like basically talk about on Instagram stories or what TikTok we're putting out, so I love that. And then a to-do list. So every month looks like that. And then every month we also have budget breakdown and purchases. And then we have goals, which are so huge. Monthly KPIs. Our team uses this every single week, and it is such a great reference to look back on. And then back to the planner dashboard where you can just see some more of the things that it offers. So it really has everything and anything that you could ever imagine to plan for your blog. And like I said, we will have this in a physical copy coming in the spring, but for any iPad users, this is like game changing for blogging. Next up, delegation. So this is more when you have an actual team or even like your spouse or I don't know, anyone. And I'm horrible at delegation, like literally horrible. I have an issue that I think people can read my mind, and then when I do delegate something, it doesn't go the way I want it to, and I have learned that I need to get over that. I go to a business coach, and like one of the most valuable things that she's taught me is, does it really matter? Like, does it really matter if this looks exactly like how it was in your brain? Does it really matter if that title is exactly what you would have thought? Like, no. It really doesn't matter, and I would not be able to do all that I do or have the businesses that I have if I wasn't able to learn how to juggle my time. If I wasn't able to learn how to delegate. And I think that like especially when you have a team, it gives them so much power and them so much more confidence than like just hovering over. And so I know for us, like I wanted to create a team where I'm not giving them to-do lists. Like I'm not every single Monday, I'm not like, okay, you have to do this. No, they come to me and they tell me what they need to do because, and so do their like direct reports. They come to them and tell them, you know, like it's trickle down effect. And that's because the delegation has been set up in a way where they fully know everything that they're taking care of, and I fully handed it off to them. It's not like I've half handed off to them and I'm watching over them. Like they're my child, like they really know how to do it. And I think even for home life too, like when you start a blog, you might think you're gonna have more freedom, but honestly, like I think the joke that like when you start your own business, you do it so that you can work whenever you want, and then you start your own business and you realize you're working 24/7, which is so true. And so you're gonna be so busy that like you need to delegate your personal life. So I'm a cleaning lady now, which is hilarious because I love cleaning. Like it's one of my passions, but I didn't love that I was working 24/7 and then the 3 hours that I had on a weekend I would be spending cleaning. I was like, if I'm working this much, then I'm getting a cleaning lady. And same with dinners. Like Ben's taken over making a lot of dinners, and I think delegation is just key. Project management systems. So we have used two project management systems. We use ClickUp and we've used Asana. ClickUp we had for like the first 3 years of the blog. I actually really like it, but I don't think that we explored it as much as we should have. And then Asana is what we use now, and we love it. So Shelby, one of the BSL team members, she really took Asana under her wing and learned it up and down. The only thing that I don't like about Asana is that you can't link files in it. Like you can, but you can't store. Like we've almost used ClickUp as like a storage unit for our files, and you can't really do that in Asana. But Asana is where we do like all of our content planning now, and just get everything organized. And I think that could be really helpful, and it is really helpful for us to just like write down the tasks that we have to do, check them off, who's doing what, when it needs to be done by, etc. And lastly, know when to say no. In the first year of blogging, I personally did not do anything that wouldn't make me money, and I always was thinking ROI. Does this have a return on investment? And I think that mindset is really helpful. I always say about page, like don't spend time on your about page. Is that going to earn you money? No, it's not. So always think about that. And then even like now, I've had to learn to say no to things that possibly could make me money right now, but don't align with my future like business goals and where I want all of our businesses to go. And so I think that the power of saying no is, I think that saying no is one of the most powerful things that you can do. So that's my tidbit on that one. Okay, I think that wraps up this video. If you have any more questions on time management, definitely let me know. Check out the iPad planner. It is so good. Again, the tangible planner is coming out in the tangible iPad planner, like physical one is coming out in May. That should be so good. This one is undated. All of our other planners are dated, but for this one, we wanted to make it undated so that like no matter when you start your blog, it would make sense. And yeah, check out our courses, watch our other YouTube videos, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you next week.